Hello and welcome. This is ASO TV News. I am Tina Oje Achu. The headlines. Vice President Kashim Shettima urges governors to accelerate business-enabling reforms to maximize $750 million World Bank program. FCT Minister Barrister Ezenwo Nyesom Wike assures teachers warns on insecurity politics. An FCT Health Board stresses timely immunization for children. Court remands dismiss ASP, 4 others over alleged extrajudicial killing in Delta. And now the news in detail. Vice President Kashim Shettima on Tuesday implored state governments to accelerate business-enabling reforms to unlock the full potential of the $750 million World Bank-assisted state action on business-enabling reforms program. VP Shettima spoke at a stakeholder meeting on optimizing the implementation of the SABA program at the Presidential Villa Abuja. According to him, enabling a thriving business environment nationwide has become necessary to attract domestic and global capital, enhance local infrastructure, and drive subnational economic growth. He noted that a fully implemented SABA program would help create a more predictable and transparent business environment. He also listed other benefits of the program to include attracting domestic and foreign investment, strengthening private sector confidence, reducing the cost of doing business, expanding digital and physical infrastructure, improving access to land and commercial justice systems, and enhancing the competitiveness of the state. On her part, the Minister of State for Budget and Economic Planning, Dr. Doris Uzoka-Nite, encouraged stakeholders to address identified implementation bottlenecks as the SABA program delivered its intended outcomes for Nigeria in line with the Renewed Hope agenda. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has assured protesting teachers and civil society organizations in Abuja that security agencies are working to secure the release of abducted teachers and students. Addressing demonstrators at the FCT Administration Secretariat on Tuesday, Wike said the federal government remains committed to ensuring the safe return of all victims of recent school abductions. He noted that security agencies are actively pursuing efforts to rescue those in captivity. The minister expressed confidence in the country's security institutions, stating that authorities are doing everything possible to secure the prompt release of the abducted teachers and students. The minister, however, cautioned against politicizing security challenges, stressing that insecurity is a national problem that affects all parts of the country. He urged citizens to adopt a united approach in confronting threats to lives and property. He further disclosed that security agencies have made progress in their operations and called for national solidarity, emphasizing that an attack on any community should be viewed as a concern for the entire nation. The protest followed growing concerns over recent school kidnappings, with teachers, groups, and civil society organizations demanding stronger security measures and the safe return of victims. The FCT Primary Healthcare Board, in collaboration with its partners, has re-emphasized the importance of timely immunization for all children 6 to 59 months within the FCT. The Executive Secretary, Dr. Daniel Gazama, represented by Director of Primary Healthcare, Dr. Nicholas Okoli, during the media orientation for Maternal, Newborn and Child Health Week, stated that the Maternal, Newborn and Child Healthcare Week is a biennial event which comes up May, June, and November, December every year, and appeal to parents and caregivers to make their words available for this exercise. He informed that vaccines and supplements have been made available to reduce maternal, newborn, and child health mortality in the FCT. State Nutrition Officer Mrs. Chinyere Ekweme said over 1.5 million children ages 6 to 59 months will be reached during the week beginning 3rd June to 7th June 2026 within the FCT. She informed that vitamin A supplements will be administered to all eligible children at the mosques, churches, schools, markets, and playgrounds. Also available during the exercise are free deworming tablets, nutritional assessment, immunization, ROI antigens, HPV for girls 9 years old, free antenatal care, HIV counseling, health education at all government healthcare facilities during the week. Health advocacy, communication, and social mobilization, Mrs. Chinyere Ume appreciated the media for their support and called for more effort in ensuring positive response from parents and the various communities during the week. Director PHC, Dr. Nicholas Okoli, while appreciating their partners, UNICEF, Helen Keller International, for their support, he further appealed for more support to ensure women and children, as government cannot do it alone. A cholera outbreak in Borno State has claimed 39 lives within the last 24 hours, with 272 new cases recorded across 36 wards in 8 local government areas of the state. The incident manager at the Public Emergency Operations Center, Jacob Audu, disclosed this in Maiduguri, the state capital, while urging residents to take precautionary measures to prevent further spread of the disease. Audu said 138 communities across the affected local government areas are currently battling the outbreak, adding that the government has introduced robust measures to contain the situation. Speaking to journalists on Tuesday, the Permanent Secretary of the Borno Ministry of Health and Human Services, Shetima Mina, said the state government had reactivated 2 emergency response centers to provide treatment for infected persons across the affected local government areas. Mina described the illness as acute watery diarrhea, but did not explicitly confirm whether it was cholera. He, however, assured residents that the government had taken steps to prevent its spread to other communities and noted that the number of cases had begun to decline in recent days. He added that the ministry and its agencies had intensified public health awareness campaigns in the affected communities. Now, the federal government said it has tightened health screening and surveillance at land borders, airports, and seaports nationwide following the outbreak of the Bundibugyo strain of Ebola virus disease. The development comes as the World Health Organization on Tuesday scaled back the number of suspected Ebola cases in Central Africa to 116, down from more than 900 previously, with 330 cases now confirmed. In a statement issued on Tuesday, signed by the Assistant Director of Press and Public Relations, Ado Bako, the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare noted that although there was currently no confirmed Ebola case in Nigeria, stressing that heightened preparedness measures had been activated nationwide to safeguard public health, and also warned that travelers identified as high risk or displaying symptoms associated with Ebola and other viral hemorrhagic fevers will be subjected to secondary screening, isolation, and referral procedures. However, in line with the federal government's commitment to strengthening national health security and preventing cross-border disease transmission, it said enhanced border surveillance remained a critical component of the government's response, with health officials directed to strengthen screening and risk assessment procedures for all incoming travelers. Among the measures announced were mandatory temperature checks using infrared thermal scanners and handheld thermometers, health declaration forms, travel history assessment, and intensified risk profiling at designated points of entry. The ministry said authorities had activated enhanced travelers' risk assessment and screening procedures at designated points of entry and put in place secondary screening, isolation, and referral mechanisms for travelers presenting symptoms consistent with viral hemorrhagic fevers. According to the statement, enhanced integrated disease surveillance and response activities nationwide and strengthened event-based and community-based surveillance systems are currently ongoing to ensure early detection of any suspected case. The government also disclosed that public health emergency operation centers had been activated, while rapid response teams at national and sub-national levels had been placed on standby as part of effort to prepare the healthcare system for a potential outbreak. Hospitals and clinics were directed to strengthen infection prevention and control measures, improve triage system, and ensure prompt reporting of suspected cases. It urged Nigerians not to panic, stressing that the measures were precautionary and intended to ensure the country remained prepared for any eventuality. It also advised members of the public to maintain regular hand hygiene, avoid direct contact with bodily fluids of symptomatic individuals, refrain from handling dead animals or bushmeat from unknown sources, and promptly report unusual illnesses or deaths to health authorities. Similarly, the World Health Organization on Tuesday scaled back the number of suspected Ebola cases in Central Africa to 116, down from more than 900 previously, with 330 cases now confirmed. According to the organization's spokesperson, Christian Lindmeier, 116 suspected cases of the deadly virus had been registered in the Democratic Republic of Congo, down from 906 late last week. Some 322 cases have now been confirmed in the DR Congo, including 48 deaths, while 9 confirmed cases have been registered in neighboring Uganda, including 1 fatality, while some suspected cases have been confirmed. He stressed that anybody who gets picked up by surveillance or presents themselves with any symptoms that is counted as a suspected case in the outbreak, pending testing. The outbreak was declared on May 15 in conflict-hit Ituri province in northeastern DRC, a Central African country, which is home to more than 100 million people and is one of the poorest in the world. WHO's previous figures had also listed 223 deaths suspected of being due to Ebola virus, but its new figures no longer include that category. And back now to Abuja, the chairman of Abacha Area Council, Alhaji Abubakar Umar Abdullahi, represented by the vice chairman, Alhaji Isa Maka, chaired the 2026 tender bid opening exercise held at the council's conference hall in Abaji, marking a significant step in the council's procurement process for the implementation of developmental projects and service delivery initiatives aimed at improving the welfare of residents across the area council. The tender opening exercise was conducted in strict adherence to due process, transparency, and accountability, with representatives of various bidding companies, stakeholders, and members of the public in attendance. Also present were members of the monitoring and observation team from the Federal Capital Development Authority, who monitored the proceedings to ensure full compliance with established procurement guidelines and regulations. Speaking during the exercise, the Vice Chairman reaffirmed the administration's commitment to fairness, openness, and prudent management of public resources. He noted that the Council remains dedicated to ensuring that all contracts are awarded based on merit, competence, and value for money. The presence of the FCDA monitoring team further underscored the Council's resolve to uphold transparency and best practices in the procurement process, thereby promoting public confidence in governance and project execution. The exercise concluded successfully with the opening and documentation of bids submitted by contractors seeking to execute various projects earmarked for the 2026 fiscal year. Residents of Gwagwalada Area Council have been assured of a new era of development and responsive governance as Chairman-elect Comrade Kasim Mohammed Ikwa prepares to resume office with a commitment to transform the council through people-oriented policies and impactful projects. Speaking ahead of the inauguration of the new administration, Comrade Ikwa said the expectations of the people are high and justified, noting that his administration fully understands the enormous responsibility entrusted to it by the electorate. According to him, Gwagwalada has faced numerous challenges over the years, making it imperative for a new approach to governance that prioritizes the welfare and aspirations of residents. He emphasized that his administration is determined to change the narrative by introducing fresh ideas, promoting inclusive governance, and implementing developmental projects that will positively impact communities across the area council. The Gwagwalada chairman-elect stated that the incoming administration will focus on development, accountability, transparency, and efficient service delivery, with the ultimate goal of building a prosperous and united Gwagwalada for all. Comrade Ikwa also appealed to residents, stakeholders, and supporters to continue praying for the success of the administration, stressing that collective support would be crucial in achieving the vision for a greater Gwagwalada. He expressed optimism about the future of the area council and prayed for divine wisdom, strength, and guidance to effectively serve the people as preparations continue for the inauguration of the new administration. Many residents have expressed hope that the incoming leadership will deliver on its promises and usher in a new chapter of progress and prosperity in Gwagwalada Area Council. You're watching ASO Television News. You can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, also on StarTimes TV channel 127 and Free TV channel 507. We're also on the UHF band on channel 38. Still to come, court orders death by hanging for 4 convicted over Owo Church massacre. Details of these and more shortly. Many thanks for joining us again. A federal high court in Abuja has sentenced 4 men to death by hanging for their roles in the June 5, 2022 terrorist attack on St. Francis Catholic Church in Owo, Ondo State, which left more than 40 worshippers dead and over 140 others injured during a Pentecost Sunday Mass. Justice Emeka Iwete convicted Idris Abdulmalik, Al-Qasim Idris, Jamil Abdulmalik, and Abdulhalim Idris on multiple terrorism-related charges, including membership of the proscribed terrorist group Al-Shabaab, who masterminded the attack, ruling that the prosecution had proven its case beyond reasonable doubt in a trial that began in December 2025. The attack, which involved gunfire and explosives inside and around the church, sparked national and international condemnation. The trial began in December 2025 with several witnesses, including the priest who officiated the mass, testifying under witness protection measures. Meanwhile, a 5th defendant, Momo Otuo Abubakar, was discharged and acquitted after the court found insufficient evidence linking him to the attack or to terrorism financing. And now, the court has remanded a dismissed Assistant Superintendent of Police, Usman Nuhu, and 4 other dismissed police officers at the Okwashioko Correctional Center over the alleged extrajudicial killing of 28-year-old Ogene Mene Ogidi in Furum Delta State. The suspects were brought before the court on Monday in connection with the April 26, 2026 shooting of Ogidi, popularly known as OG Milan, an incident that sparked widespread public outrage after a video of the killing circulated on social media. The officers are facing proceedings under charge number DTHC ASB CRM 66/2020 before Justice Masha Onome. At the hearing, the presiding judge ordered that the defendants be remanded for 15 working days pending legal advice from the Delta State Attorney General. The court also directed that all subsequent proceedings involving the accused persons be conducted virtually. As preparations for the 2026 Batch B Stream 1 orientation course gather momentum, the National Youth Service Corps has emphasized the importance of equipping young Nigerians with the skills and values needed to drive national development, stressing the need to strengthen the orientation course as a strategic investment in Nigeria's future. The Director General of the NYSC, Brigadier General Olakunle Nafiu, stated these in his keynote address during the 2026 Batch B pre-orientation course workshop in Abuja. According to him, orientation courses must serve as milestones of impact and renewed citizenship. He further noted that as the corps population continues to grow, the number of prospective corps members is also increasing, making it imperative for state government to appreciate and fulfill their obligations to the scheme through the provision of befitting and functional orientation camps. General Nafiu further stressed the need to prioritize security awareness and sustain close collaboration with security agencies to ensure the safety of orientation camps. Earlier, the NYSC Director of Planning, Research and Statistics, Mr. Nura Umaro, in his welcome address said, the 2026 Batch B pre-orientation course workshop was designed to review the successes and identify gaps in previous orientation courses in order to enhance planning for future exercises. He added that the workshop's theme, strengthening the orientation course to advance national priorities and contemporary challenges, underscores the critical role the NYSC orientation course plays in shaping the values, conduct, and overall service experience of corps members for impactful national service. The Executive Director of the FCT Original Inhabitants with Disabilities Multipurpose Cooperative Society, Yakubu Festus, has called on the government to look into their plight. Yakubu made the call during a gathering at a Center of Skills Acquisition in Kwali, Abuja. He stated that many persons living with disabilities have faced stigma, exclusion, and economic hardship despite laws meant to protect their rights. PWD's boss said with the support by the MacArthur Foundation, the initiative running since 2022 has helped in vocational training, human rights awareness, and economic empowerment for persons with disabilities across the 6 area councils of the Federal Capital Territory. Organizers said more than 300 beneficiaries have been trained in tailoring, shoemaking, bag production, soap making, weaving, and other vocational skills designed to promote self-reliance and reduce poverty. Beneficiaries, however, said major challenges remain as they constantly face discrimination in employment, limited access to finance, and inadequate government support, which is a threat to their economic independence. Participants called on government and private sector organizations to expand access to employment, funding, and empowerment programs for the disabled persons. The National Identity Management Commission has alerted Nigerians to a fraudulent social media post promoting a purported free portal for correcting national identification number records. This is contained in a public advisory on the Commission's X handle on Tuesday. The Commission in the advisory described the message as its accompanying links as a phishing scheme aimed at stealing personal information from unsuspecting members of the public, advising Nigerians to disregard the posts and avoid clicking on any suspicious links claiming to offer free modification of NIN details. The Commission stated that all requests for updates or corrections to NIN records should be carried out only through its approved self-service platform, accessible via the official NIMS portal, also urging citizens to rely on its verified communication channels for information relating to NIN enrollments, modifications, and other identity management services. It reiterated its commitment to protecting citizens' identity data and maintaining the integrity of the country's identity management system, while encouraging members of the public to report any suspicious messages, websites, or activities falsely claiming affiliation with the Commission to the appropriate authorities. Troops of Operation Hadinke have rescued a 20-year-old woman, Mariam Mohammed, and her 4-month-old son, Bello Mohammed, who were abducted during a terrorist attack on Goshe community in Kuzo local government area of Borno State. Military sources said the victims were rescued on June 2nd during a perimeter clearance patrol conducted by troops of the 82 Division Task Force Battalion around the Amuda area as part of ongoing operations to secure communities and recover persons held captive by insurgents in the Mandara Mountains. According to preliminary debriefing, the woman and her child were among residents abducted when terrorists attacked Goshe on March 3, 2026. Mariam told security personnel that they had been held at a terrorist enclave controlled by a commander identified as Saha. She explained that they escaped after their captors abandoned them amid sustained military bombardment and intensified fire missions targeting insurgent hideouts in the Mandara Mountains. Military authorities said the rescue reflects ongoing effort to locate and recover victims abducted during previous attacks across the Northeast. Following their rescue, the woman and her child received medical attention and welfare assessment before being reunited with their family through the Goshe community leader, Malam Bulama Kunda. Military sources added that sustained pressure on terrorist enclaves has continued to weaken insurgent operations, leading to increased rescues, escapes, and surrenders across the theatre. The Director General and Chief Executive Officer of the Raw Materials Research and Development Council, Professor Yayelugu Ike Monso, has commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's unwavering commitment to industrialization, economic diversification, and local content development. Professor Ike Monso described the President's economic policies as critical drivers of the Council's mandate and Nigeria's industrial transformation agenda. Ike Monso made this known in an exclusive interview in Abuja, stating that the renewed hope agenda of President Tinubu's administration has created a conducive environment for strengthening Nigeria's raw materials value chain development, encouraging local production, promoting import substitution, and enhancing the competitiveness of indigenous industries. According to the DG, the President's vision for a resilient and productive economy resonates strongly with the core mandate of the RMRDC. He disclosed that the administration's emphasis on economic self-reliance, growth of the manufacturing sector, and value addition aligns directly with the Council's statutory responsibility of promoting the development, utilization, and sustainable development and utilization of Nigeria's abundant raw material resources. He noted that several policy initiatives introduced by the federal government have reinforced the importance of local sourcing of industrial inputs and have encouraged greater investment in research, innovation, and technology-driven industrial development. The National Insurance Commission and the Abia State government have pledged stronger ties to safeguarding economic activities and enhance policyholders' protection. The Commission for Insurance and Chief Executive Officer of NICOM, Mr. Olusegun Ayor, in Umuahia, who led a high-level delegation from Nigeria's insurance industry on a courtesy visit to the governor of Abia State, Dr. Alex Oti, acknowledged strategic collaboration between Abia State and the Nigerian insurance sector to strengthen economic activities, mitigate risk, and enhance investor confidence. The NICOM commissioner underscored that a robust insurance system is fundamental to protecting business investment and securing livelihoods across critical sectors of Abia economy. Highlighting recent reforms, the commissioner assured Governor Oti and his executive council that the newly established Insurance Policyholders Protection Fund will reinforce industry stability by ensuring prompt and equitable settlement of valid claims, thereby strengthening consumer trust and market confidence. Responding, Governor Oti pledged full support of his administration in fostering a sustainable partnership with the insurance industry to enhance risk management, expand insurance awareness, and build economic resilience within Abia State, while commending the leadership of NICOM for its measurable progress achieved in the insurance sector. The NICOM delegation include its Deputy Commissioner for Finance and Administration, Mr. Ekerete Ola, alongside presidents and senior executives from the Nigerian Council of Registered Insurance Brokers, Nigerian Insurance Association, Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria, and the Institute of Loss Adjusters of Nigeria. Nigeria and India have reaffirmed their commitment to strengthening bilateral relations, defense cooperation, and collaboration among countries of the Global South during a meeting in Abuja between the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Ambassador Dunoma Umaru Ahmed, and a delegation from the 66th Corps of India's National Defense College. Ambassador Ahmed, via a statement from the ministry, described the visit as an opportunity to expand cooperation in key areas, while commending India's long-standing support for military training and professional development in Nigeria. Discussions focused on Nigeria's foreign policy priorities, regional security challenges, counter-terrorism efforts, intelligence sharing, and the use of emerging technologies to address evolving security threats. Both sides also highlighted the importance of South-South cooperation through platforms such as BRICS and other multilateral arrangements. Speaking on behalf of the delegation, Indian Defense Advisor to Nigeria, Colonel Manov, lauded the enduring relationship between both countries and expressed confidence that continued engagement would further strengthen cooperation. Meanwhile, the statement also announced the death of Ambassador Beatrice Wani Danladi, Director of the Southern African Affairs Division, who passed away after a prolonged illness. The ministry described her as a dedicated career diplomat who served Nigeria with distinction in missions across Egypt, the United Kingdom, and Spain, and extended condolences to her family, colleagues, and loved ones. And that's the bulletin. Many thanks for watching. I am Tina Ojeachu.